What up, what up, what up? You got the original Longwood coming at you. Just gonna jump on here real quick, make a brief video. I will get on tonight with that screen share that I was telling y'all about. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow start a new week, that technically. So the deadline for me to get it out is today. And it's gonna be in regards to the Social Security account, the SESTA K. All right, that trust that everybody has, that motherfuckers on YouTube and all that shit want to fight about and argue about. But if you really look at what the fuck is going on, it's true, it's real. The whole thing with the 1099A, the 1099C, and all that stuff is real. They just don't want to teach and show us how to use it. All right, I'm also go a little bit into something that I'm getting off my credit that I did all by myself. And right now I'm in the final stages of that. Okay, under Title 15. Or, like I said, the UCC. Not the UCC 1, not the form, but I'm talking about the Uniform Commercial Code itself. All right? Because for anybody who's done any studying, any type of research, you do understand that the UCC mirrors Title 15 of the United States Code. That's where you go. So, in other words, when I say Title 15, I mean 15 USC 1507, 15 USC 2403 or whatever. I'm just throwing out random numbers, but it's under the United States Code. That's what Title 15 is, or Title 26. Title 26 is the Internal Revenue Code. So anything about the Internal Revenue is going to be under Title 26, meaning 26 USC 7701, 26 USC 3121, et cetera, et cetera. So, I'm going to get on here real quick tonight with a quick screen share, and I'm going to show you guys some things. In the meantime, I do want to cover something that it's always something. I got so much shit on my mind, and I'm always thinking about so much different stuff that I always leave out some shit. And I keep saying that when I get on here like this, I'm going to have a little list that I'm going to be looking at so I could cover certain topics. And this railroad strike has been one that I've been meaning to make a video about, this railroad strike now for a while now. For anybody who don't know, the railroads across America are supposed to be going on strike. Okay. Now, I'm also hearing chatter as well about different nurses, like the nurses associations and stuff around America. A lot of these nurses in these hospitals are talking about walking out because of pay. Pay, overworked, overloaded, no days off, et cetera, et cetera. And this is what the railroad is going through right now. If they don't reach a decision, if they don't come to a contract by midnight, September the 15th, they finna shut down the country. Ain't gonna be no trains moving. And if anybody been paying any attention to how they've been trying to get rid of the truckers, you realize the truckers can't fill that void. They can't dump that type of payload on the trucking industry in this country right now because of all of the fucked up shit that they did to the trucking industry before we get to this thing about the railroad. They cannot handle that pressure. They can't cover that slack. They don't have the manpower. They don't have the trucks out there. People can't afford the gas. All of the extraneous rules and shit. Like in California, they done passed some shit where you can no longer be an owner-operator. I'm still trying to figure out how they pulled that shit off. How in the fuck did you pull that off? Now, I think right now that's being tied up in court where the truckers associations and stuff in California is fighting that in federal court. But to my knowledge, they've already went through with that. You cannot be an owner-operator in California. It's like, where the hell they do that at? Oh, yeah, California. Wow. 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 Ooh. Yeah, so for anybody who don't know, man, they're talking about shutting down the railroad. If that happened, we in for some issues. I said I wasn't going to buy no ammo this week. I was going to skip this week. I went to the range last weekend, and, shot up, several hundred rounds or whatever. And I had said this week I wasn't going to buy none. I was going to sit back and I was going to chill. But yeah, I'm about to go hit me some box stores or something and see if they got some ammo there that I can pick up. I don't give a shit what it is. It could be FMJs. I don't care. It's just to add to whatever I already have, because this shit is going to be a problem. And for anybody who don't understand how serious this is, them trains can't stop running for 2-3 days, man, straight. That cannot happen. Within 2 days, within 48 hours of them going on strike, this country would. Let me tell you something. If they go on strike for 48 hours, okay, by the 72nd hour, motherfuckers will just be going in the grocery store and grabbing shit and just walking out with it. They already got reports of that. They've been talking about that already since inflation hit. Plenty of motherfucking reports have came out to where motherfuckers will go in the goddamn grocery store, fill up a cart full of whatever the fuck they want, and just roll a cart out past the goddamn cash register, past the employees, and straight to the motherfucking parking lot to their car. They already been doing that. And like how I told y'all during the George Floyd riots, the video I made yesterday or whatever, talking about the George Floyd riots and how it was like Kuwait and Beirut and shit, it was fucked up, man. I never lived through nothing like that. Doing that George Floyd bullshit. I had never lived through anything like that. Straight up. It was fucked up in Chicago. It was fucked completely up. I'm going to just keep it a buck. Straight up. Everything. I'm talking about downtown, the Magnificent Mile, everything, man. Like, everything. They fucked some shit up, man. So, again, to be aware is to be alive. Like I said, I'm not going to stay on here too long. I did want to point that out. That is a concern. Now, I'm not telling people to go, be terrified and go run and stick their head in the sand and shit, or, just start panicking. But you guys may want to try to stock up on some oodles and noodles, or, like me, I'm a beans and rice man. I grew up old school. I put on a motherfucking pot of pinto beans on their ass and eat on that shit for 3-4 days. You got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I already got to the point to where I have reduced my meat intake. I don't eat meat like I used to. You know what I'm saying? I'm still eating it. Don't misunderstand me. I even eat a little pork too. Matter of fact, I got some motherfucking Italian sausage I'm finna throw on this grill right now. But I have reduced my meat intake severely, and I've increased, my vegetables and my fruits, and you know what I'm saying? I've kind of traded off. Then the cool thing about beans, you can plant beans. Beans will grow. You can make a bean plant out of beans. And I'm talking about the bag of beans you get, like red bean, kidney beans or whatever, pinto beans. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. You can grow your own beans. You can grow a bean plant if you that type of motherfucker that's into that. Now, if you people that's been down with my channel from day one, you know what I'm saying, I showed y'all the bud I was growing through the hydroponics and shit, and I smoked that shit, and it was clean. That was one of the. Not only did I get high from the motherfucking bud that I did in hydroponics, and it was the first time I ever grew any weed. Not only did I get high, but it was like the cleanest motherfucking smoke I had ever inhaled. Wow, I was surprised, because like I told y'all from my old channel, the only negative downside to that bud that I grew is that I didn't get a good yield. That's the only thing that I can honestly say that's a 100% negative. I didn't get a good yield. But outside of that, motherfucker was definitely sitting over there with the munchies, Jack. So, if you the type of person that know how to grow shit, you know what I'm saying, then, beans is one of the best things that you can have. Whether if they red beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, northern beans, whatever type of bean it is. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the best things you can have. Go out there and get you some motherfucking soil. You know what I'm saying? And make you a bean plant. Once you get it to sprout, if you know how to make a bean sprout where it get that little tip that come out that look kind of like a root when it first busts out, because it's better to plant them that way. Once that little hatchling started to come out, it looked kind of similar to a root or a stem or something. Once that started to bust out, you can plant that shit, man. Throw that shit in some motherfucking dirt. Straight up. So this original Lone Wolf, man, we can't prepare for every situation. We can't prepare for, because we don't know exactly what's going to go down. Like I told y'all in the video about the Vatican, I don't know why the Pope ordered everybody all over the world to take their assets out of the banks that they already got them in now around the world, and to take everything out of all of those banks and to transfer it in the bank in the Vatican. I don't know why the Pope did that. All I know is that it ain't good for us. I guarantee you any motherfucking amount of money. Because see, you got to think about it like this. This is the part you got to pay attention to when I say it's not going to be good for us. The Pope used the word assets, right? Now, I'm not finna go into, this ain't finna be no school class. I'm not finna go into all that. Y'all can look up what assets is in the law dictionary. Just get black laws or whatever and just look up what the word asset mean, right? And it'll help you kind of understand. He used the word assets, right? Now, anybody who know anything understand that assets have value. And assets could be an array of things. You know what I'm saying? Assets could be a house, but it could also be a stock or a bond. You know what I'm saying? Assets could be a lot of shit. Assets could be your employees. You know what I'm saying? It depends. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go in the military and shit, because you are owned by the military, when you go in there, you're an asset to them. You feel me? So assets can be equated into value. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's on like a fiat monetary basis, even still, it don't matter. That can be considered, you could be referred to as value for something. So that could be translated into money. That's a tidal wave of money, man, that he want all these motherfuckers. And then you want them to put it in one place now. Because keep in mind, he want the Catholic entities all over the world to do this. Not just in one particular part of the earth, but all over the earth, he wants them to do that. And you want us to move, you want them to move it into one place now? One place? Well, that can't be good for the regular people. Because when they start to pull all of their money and assets and shit out of these banks, what's going to happen with these banks? A lot of these banks going to collapse. A lot of those banks are going to collapse, man. This is the reason for why I be telling people, man, I don't fuck with banks. I'm talking about right now as I speak. And I have been considering getting, you know what I'm saying, a bank account just so I could like go online and order shit. But it's like with the way that they tracking and watching everything, I don't want to buy no more guns online. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to order no ammunition and shit online using debit cards or credit card. I don't want to do that shit now. It's like, nah, man, nope. So when you hear a motherfucker like me tell you, I ain't got no bank account, I ain't got no credit cards and shit. But then that's another reason why I don't have just batshit crazy credit either. You know what I'm saying? My credit is not like horrible like a lot of other people shit be just bogus as hell. Them niggas wouldn't even lend you a slice of tissue. You feel me? My shit ain't like that. But I don't fuck with charge cards. You know, Carson, JCPenney cards, and I don't fuck with that shit. And the beauty of that was I got into merchant services and into dealing with credit cards and shit for jobs when I was real young. And I never realized the information and the knowledge I got from selling credit card machines or setting up appointments for the field salespeople to go out to sell credit card machines to people, businesses. When I had different telemarketing jobs where I was trying to pitch high interest rate credit cards to people over the phone, I never realized that information that I learned and I gained from working those jobs will help me be to where I am now. I don't fuck with, man. I tell people that all the time, man. I worked in merchant services. Straight up, if you don't know nothing about selling credit card terminals, and I'm talking about, like credit card terminal ATM machines and shit to businesses, like when you go into business shit, you want to use your debit card, you slide your shit, or if it's got the chip on it, you just stick it in to do your payment. I used to sell that same fucking machine to companies. I used to set appointments for field sales reps to go in there and to put them motherfucking ATM and them credit card terminals in their business and shit, man. If you ain't never done that, if you don't have no experience when it come down to that, it's like me being an election judge. I won't even talk to you about that shit. We can't even have a conversation about that. Because 9 times out of 10, if you aren't willing to do your own research and if you only leaning towards your own understanding, which is usually some emotional nonsense, then you ain't gonna know what the hell you talking about. Straight up. And these are facts. So right now as we speak, I ain't got no motherfucking credit cards and shit, debit cards and all. You got me fucked up. I don't deal with PayPal and Zelle and I don't fuck with that shit. Straight up, I do not fuck with that. And it's because of the experience and the knowledge that I have from, 20 years, 25 years ago, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man, I don't fuck with that shit. So these are just some of my theories about the whole thing about why they having them pull all of the banks and the money out of the banks for the Catholic entities. Because of the amount of assets and the value of those assets, that's going to cause banks to go out of business. That's going to cause banks to change how they do business. Straight up. You fuck around and people lose their 401ks, their IRAs, the motherfucking banks close. Banks been closing for shit since the shot came out. And you know how they do. They do test runs and they start shit always in other countries. So places like Australia, they've already seen massive banks close. Places like Sweden, Denmark, different parts of Asia, like China and all that, they didn't already experience banks closing. I'm talking about closing, like they not opening again. Man. Now, when you add that to the fact that if these motherfuckers can't come to a contract about the railroad, and see, here's my thing, right? This is going to show you how people are not fully still woke and how stupid and asinine people are and what they'll do for money. You wouldn't strike when they was telling motherfuckers you either get the shot or lose your job. Motherfuckers was unwilling to walk off the job for that. They took the job for that fiat currency to show you how dark people are. But you willing to strike for more motherfucking money when they done already decimated and obliviated everything by forcing everybody to take that shot. They're going to show you how fucking backwards everybody is. Now you want to strike for more money. You want to strike because of poor conditions, like with the railroads and how all the, ties have to be replaced. The ties is what hold the rails and shit down in place, you know what I'm saying, with the wood that be in between as you going down the track or whatever. The ties is what keep all that in place. A lot of those ties need to be replaced. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just run trains and shit over that part of the track and shit. That motherfucker fuck around and derail because that section of the track, the ties are worn out. So that means the rails and shit that the train is sitting on is wobbling and moving. Them fucking boards that are in between them, they're loose and they're not stable. And, you can have a derailment over some shit like that. So it's not just about money, it's about unsafe condition. They don't have any workers. That's another thing. So their workload has been increased because they don't have any fucking workers, right? But they don't have no goddamn workers because a lot of people chose not to take the shot and they walked off the fucking job. So then this also tells you too that a lot of the motherfuckers that's going on strike took the shot. Man, y'all know I keep it a buck. This is just what it is. That's how it looks so ass backwards. To where you want to go on strike. And it's not to say that they not suffering from these conditions. I'm not saying that they not suffering from an employee shortage, because they are. Those are the motherfuckers who quit. Or the people that waited till the last day to take the shot and got fired. Yeah, this is the reason for why you motherfuckers are understaffed. Of course. You got to remember, they were still deemed essential, the railroad. So they were still working, doing the shutdown, you know what I'm saying? But they were also being pressured to take the shot at the same time. And not everybody took that shit. So when you complain about a worker shortage, that's moot. That's moot. Because it's y'all motherfucking fault that there's a worker shortage. And more so, and specifically the people who was willing to take the shot. It's y'all fucking fault y'all dealing with a worker shortage. Because you all should have understood back when y'all decided to take that shit, that people have a right to say they don't want to take it. And for the people who don't want to take it, they shouldn't have nothing bad happen to them because they didn't take it. That go to show you that the motherfucking people who took that shit are just complete fools. Straight up. And like I said, I've been hearing chatter about nurses across the country that's saying they want to do the same thing. Go on strike for the same reason. Instead of them having 8 patients or something to deal with on a shift or whatever it used to be, I don't know if it was 8 patients or not. But now they dealing with 25 patients to a nurse. Well, that's y'all motherfucking fault. But anyway, it's Rich Longwood, man. Be aware to be alive. I'm going to get up out of here because like I say, I'm over here talking my ass off. I already went past the time that I said that I was going to be on here because like I said, I'm going to get on here tonight as I get through barbecuing, and we're going to do a screen share. All right, so until then, much love to y'all. I'm out. Peace.